Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Muson who rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is a biblical commentary on Joshua, the second chapter, and it reads, And Joshua, son of Nun, sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, Go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into an harlot's house, named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told to the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house. For they be come to search out all the country. And he knew this because what? They heard of all the acts of the children of Israel, how they were delivered from the land of Egypt. Okay, so they knew what was the inevitable. For they be Salakia, verse 4, and the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whether the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they were which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, I know what the Lord have given you the land. So she acknowledged the power of the Lord. Okay, she basically knew that, look, that little city was coming to an end, and that your terror is falling upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you come out of Egypt. Okay, and the Lord's gonna do this again. All right, in terms of His name going out and it being known in great and renown, because that's what spoke of in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. It speaks about, a vessel fitted for wrath and destruction being Esau. So this time period where Job 9:24 is taking place, and the great sword being given onto onto this devil, as it tells you in the book of Revelations, the 6th chapter. This is all being done for the sake of the Lord establishing His greatness on the earth. Because in the book of 2nd Esdras, it tells you that the way of faith, that faith will be not found on the earth, but it would be small, basically, a small number. And it basically went to a point where, it's as it says, someone will ask, is there any faith within thee? But then, like the Lord said in Ezekiel 11:16, that basically the Lord will be a little sanctuary to them in the countries where they're scattered. So now the Lord is rebuilding the house of Israel, the kingdom, and in doing so, the name that has not been established with all these lies gone out into the world because of Esau's rulership, Lord's gonna reestablish Himself in fashion, man, in a time like never before. All right. So reading on, it reads, and she said unto the men, I know that the Lord have given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you come out of Egypt, what you did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites, and were on the other side, that were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og. So there's a progression that they see was happening, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. The Lord sucked all of that confidence out of those those people. All right. For the Lord your power, He is the power in heaven above and in the earth beneath. So she understood through the acts of the Most High Power that, look, He's the one. There's no power standing beside Him, man. All right. Now therefore I pray you swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that ye will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered her, our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when the Lord have given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. And then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, now this even shows you Rahab was known as a harlot, all right, Rahab the harlot. And this shows you that she had, of all the people, when you go to Matthew, the first chapter, all the people that are mentioned of having, that done great acts, basically all women, where they had a questionable background, in the sense of like, they weren't all perfect and, well, the I won't say a saint, but they weren't, blame. They weren't, basically the reason why they were found blameless was because of their faith. Now Rahab wasn't no Israelite, but guess what? She had faith, which it tells you, man, in Hebrews 11:31. Okay, she didn't perish. Why? Because she had faith in the Lord. She had belief in the Lord. Okay, and even furthermore, that she got established in the line of Yahushua, and on top through basically going back to this time, marrying one of the heads of the nation of Israel. Okay, so reading on, it reads and she said unto them, get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet thee, and hide yourself there for 3 days until the pursuers be returned. And afterward may ye go your way. And the men said unto her, we will be blameless of this thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which thou didst let us down by, and thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath which thou hast made us to swear. And she said, according unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed, and she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. And the two men returned and descended from the mountain, and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all the things that befell him. And they said unto Joshua, truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. Okay. And that's part of the Lord putting the same spirit on Joshua, it being shown. So he coming in the same stead as Moses, all right? Because the spirit of Moses, the same spirit of leadership, of guidance, was put upon Joshua. So he was following up on that same path that Moses walked. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Shalom.